Hey guys, how are y'all? Thank you for joining. I'm gonna wait just a couple minutes while people get on. Can you say hi, Blue? Hi, don't look so sad. He looks all serious. Thank y'all for joining. I'll just wait just a few minutes. If you don't mind putting in the comments where you are from and what you did for Valentine's Day. So let me know. Oh, hey guys. Oh, hey Mike. Do I have boogers? Mike's really good at making sure I don't have boogers in my nose. Thank you to my brother. Hey Mom. I love that my family all joins. Thank y'all. And Blue's here too. Say hi, Blue. Blue, don't look so serious. Why are you so serious? Oh my gosh. He's so serious, this little one. Okay, so I'm going to talk to y'all today about how to get unstuck and create paintings for paint parties. So if you know somebody that is, a painter, maybe you know somebody that's artsy and they're wanting to start paint parties, if you don't mind sharing this, and letting them know that I'm live right now, because I'm going to talk for probably the next 20 minutes about how to get unstuck. I'm going to give you 3 different steps on how to get stuck and create paintings for paint parties. So, stayed home for Valentine's Day. Oh, hi, Blue. Hi. He's so cute. And yeah, don't feel bad. I actually worked. I loved it. I worked last night. It kind of takes all the pressure off when you have to work. No, we did Valentine's Day. Oh, hey, Dad. I love that my family joins. Thank y'all for the support. Y'all are so sweet. So, so don't feel bad. I actually worked last night, so I didn't see Bobby until I think 9:30 last night. So if anybody's joining right now, if you want to put what you did for Valentine's Day, and then also put on there where you're from, and maybe where, if you didn't do anything for Valentine's Day, if you did something else for someone for Valentine's Day. So it's not always about what you're getting. Sometimes it's about what you're giving to somebody else too. So put that in the comments and we'll get started in just a second. Okay. All right. Yeah, I worked last night and it was really cool. It was at this event. It's called Young Lives. And it was a group of ladies that they didn't know I was coming. They hired me to be a surprise. And it was, ladies that are still in school, but they had babies, and they're helping them. Like, they do monthly visits, I guess, with them and kind of mentor them. So they surprised them, and we did a painting event, and then they served them, treats and chocolate-covered strawberries and stuff like that. And so it was really cool to hang out with the girls and also get to meet their little babies, when they went to pick them up. So, yeah, and it was awesome too because a lot of them have never painted before. So they were really, really scared about not painting. They were kind of terrified about that. Oh, hey, David. Thanks for joining. Say hi to Blue. He's all weird today. Why are you so weird? Yeah, so it was cool to see people that had never painted before. And they were kind of nervous at first. They were telling me, I'm not going to be able to do this. And I was like, you're my favorite customer. So it was neat to see their end result. And also, some of them were even, I sent some paint and a brush home with one of the girls that was still needing to finish up. And so I was excited to know that she was going to go home and actually paint. And some of them were asking where they could get supplies, which was awesome. So I just love I love it when people get excited about painting and they can use it at home for different things. My message is all about art heals. Y'all have probably seen a lot of my posts where, I've used art for healing purposes. And so today I just want to tell y'all a few things about how to get unstuck and create paintings for paint parties. So, all right, so if you just joined us, let us know if you did anything for Valentine's Day. No bashing anyone. Don't say that they sucked, they were awful, they didn't do anything. Don't bash them. Just put in there what you did or maybe what you did for somebody else. All right, so Dad gave me a card for Valentine's Day. He made a mistake and it said, "To the man I love." Oh, it's funny. Oh, hey, Grandma's watching too. Hi, we got everybody here. All right, so Okay, so how to get stuck. So here are a few tricks I use whenever I am trying to do a new painting for an event. And I'm going to give you 3 different tricks, okay? Oh, hey, Sherry, thanks for joining. All right, so the first trick, and I'm going to show you ways that you don't have to spend much money. So if you're trying to start paint parties or you're trying to do something with paint parties, here's my 3 tips on how to start. Oh, love you too. Blue says hi. Here's my 3 tricks on how to get started, okay? So my first trick, this I have been doing for years and years and years, and I am going to be so mad if they close Barnes & Noble. So first off, I want to know who still goes to an actual bookstore. So do a like or a heart, or put in the comments the last time you actually went to a Barnes & Noble's or any kind of bookstore, even a library. If you'll just put a comment or put it on the, put a heart or a like so I know, because if you're not going to Barnes & Noble's, you're not showing support and they're going to go out of business. And I'm not the best, because what I'm about to say, you're probably going to think I'm a hypocrite. So anybody going? Okay, good. So some of you are still going. Okay, so here's what I do. The first thing that I do when I'm stuck and when I don't know what to paint is I will grab Pixie, we'll go to Fort Worth, and we'll go to the Barnes & Nobles there. And oh, good, people are going to the bookstores, good. I don't want them all to close down. I love them so much. And so what we'll do is we will go, and they have a Starbucks usually in the Barnes & Nobles, so I'll get a coffee and Pixie will get something. And then I go straight to the magazines, and this is where you're going to think I'm a hypocrite, because I go to the magazines, although I do buy some stuff. I'll pick they have tons and tons of really great inspirational art magazines. Art journaling, Stampington, all kinds of stuff. And so I'll just load up with probably 10 to 15 different magazines. And then what I do is I take those, and then we go to Pixie's section. Oh, Hastings is gone. Oh, makes me so angry. I love bookstores, but you know, we're all buying them online, and it's my fault too, I guess. And what we do is kind of my fault too. So I get all the magazines, and then we go to Pixie's section, and there's always these little miniature tables and benches there. And then she picks out like 10 books too. And so we'll get our snack. She'll have a snack, and I'll have my coffee, and we just sit there, and she'll read all of her books while I go through all of my art magazines. And the art magazines are really cool because there's tons of stuff in there, and I'm always kind of like picturing one day I'm gonna have my art in here and a little story hopefully about me. It's like, you know, one of my goals or wishes in life, I guess. I guess I probably should start submitting that if that's gonna happen. But yeah, so I'll go through and just kind of look at all the stuff, and I'll look at just what people are doing, the mixed media, all the different things. And when I do that, it just kind of starts inspiring me. I can go from like having a bad day to all of a sudden I'm inspired and I want to go home and create, or I want to go straight to Michael's and buy some kind of new supplies to create. So that's the first thing. And so we just buy a coffee, a snack, and we just gather it all up, and then we make sure, because we didn't buy them, again, that's probably why the stores are going out of business, but then we put them back exactly where they go so nobody else has to go put them back. But usually we'll spend like 2 hours, and anytime I say, Pixie, let's go to Barnes & Noble, she's so excited because she loves that. You know, it's like going to a library or to, but you know, sometimes we do buy things. I'm not a total awful person, so sometimes we do buy journals and stuff there. Number 2, so who in this group has had trouble getting started on something? So if you've had trouble at all getting started on anything, if you'll just put in the comment the last thing that you had trouble getting started. Maybe you procrastinated on something. So I'm going to give you a second to put in the comments something that you have had trouble getting started on, or do a like or a heart or anything that maybe you've struggled with. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be art related. It could be you struggled with a new workout, or you struggled with just getting the dishes done. I know I stayed up way late last night, and I was doing the dishes last night at like midnight. So yeah, so anything like that. Finishing is hard. Yes. Oh my gosh. Starting stuff that's so true, Sherry. Starting stuff is so easy. finishing is where it's a problem. You have to consistently train yourself. Making my shell art, yeah, getting started on that. That's true too. Yeah, sometimes it's really hard, but that's where if you go to like Barnes and Nobles, or even if you're on Pinterest or somewhere like that, it's going to inspire you and it's going to get you excited and want to get started. I know, what was the thing I was going to tell y'all that I just really was struggling with? I used to always okay, so for example, my friend wanted me to join a gym recently, and I went to the gym with her the first time, and I was like, no, this is not what my body needs right now. She's doing the weights, which I've done weights plenty of times before, but she's doing more of the hardcore kind of the boot camp style, and I'm like, no, it's not what my body needs right now. I need stretching, I need yoga type stuff. And so instead of making, into a whole ordeal of, oh my gosh, I've got to do yoga, I got to join a gym that has yoga and blah, 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 blah. What I did was I just put on my calendar 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, that I would do yoga before I take Pixie to school on a YouTube video, which I have these Tone It Up girls, which are really good. If you don't know them, they're really good. They have tons of free videos, and I bought their nutrition plan several years ago, so I still follow them. But I just basically go to their YouTube and I type in yoga, Tone It Up girls, and then I just follow one of their yoga videos. It's like 20-25 minutes long, and then I stick to it. And so that's the thing, when you're saying finishing is hard, you have to make a promise to yourself that yes, you're going to do that. And once you do that, once you continually make that promise, I didn't make this huge promise, I'm going to do 5 days a week of yoga. I made a promise that twice a week for 20 minutes, I'm going to do yoga. And so I've stuck to it now for several weeks, about a month now, and I just consistently do it to make sure, I'm keeping that promise. I can always add in more if I want, but I'm not letting myself down. And I think that's so important. We put these huge expectations, and then once we let ourselves down, we think, oh, well, that's it. I'm not going to do anymore because I've let myself down. So if you've had trouble starting on something, just let me know in the comments. And let me show y'all. Okay, Blue, when I put my hand on the mouse to read the notes, he wants me to rub his head. So he shoves his nose under my hand. Okay, so step number 2. Okay, so this is when I have a method when I'm trying to create a new painting, I call it Frankensteining your painting. Okay, so this is my second method. So when I'm trying, oh hey Joyce, glad you're here, thanks for being here. And you can put in the comments too, if you've ever had trouble, what you have trouble getting started on something to do. So what I call it is Frankensteining your painting. So when I'm trying to create something new, and maybe I get a request, what I do is I Google images of that. So let's say, for example, a butterfly, okay? Now, some hardcore artists might say, oh, this is crazy. You need to get it only from your mind. It can only come from your mind. Okay, I think that is insane. Yes, some things do come from our mind. As artists, we create and we evolve and things come, but everyone is inspired by someone else. Everyone is inspired by everyone. So just because a tree has been painted doesn't mean that you can never paint a tree, okay? You can't paint that tree exactly like that person and call it your art, but you can paint a tree. It's not like they have rights for a tree forever, and I can guarantee you that person was not the first person who painted a tree. So with that being said, what I do is I take, let's say I'm doing a butterfly, I take a bunch of different butterflies that are really interesting to me that I know I can teach to a beginner level class, okay? So what I'll do is maybe I'll find 6 or 7 images, and then I'll kind of put them up and I'll look at them, and then I'll see what things really stand out to me, what things that I really love about that, and what I think the customer might love. So I might say, oh, I really like the texture in that one, or oh, the colors really speak to me on this one. So maybe I'm going to use turquoise because, look at the wall behind me. I love turquoise. Or maybe I'll say, oh, I really like the shape of that one, or the design, or what they're adding in this element. And then what I do is I take all those different images and I kind of almost pull, almost like you're at a buffet. You pick and pull and choose, and then you take those things that you like about that painting, and then you change it into something different. Oh, hey Janae, thank you for joining. So you take it and you change it into something different that's your own. So when you're finished with it, it looks nothing like those, but you've been inspired by several different people and their butterflies. So now you have your own new version of it. So I love doing that. That really helps me if I am really kind of freaked out and I'm not really sure what to paint for somebody. I'll do that, and then I'll make sure that I change it up. You never want to just copy it. And I know some of the artists like Starry Night, they have to be dead for so long. I think somebody said 70 years before you can paint. I don't know if that's accurate. I'll have to double check that. All right, and so tip number 3. Tip number 3 for getting unstuck when you're trying to be creative, or maybe you're trying to create a painting for a paint party, go for a walk. And this helps with a lot of things too. This helps with tons of things. And I know we're all busy, and I know sometimes we can't even have time to do a walk, okay? So I know a lot of people are busy like that, and that's fine too. Oh, hey Heather, hey Christina. Christina, I hope you're feeling better. Okay, I've been praying for you too, so I hope you're doing better and everything's coming along. Oh, and hey Ernestine, oh, my neighbor. So anyway, so yeah, so go for a walk. And I know we're all busy, but what I do is if I don't have time to go for a walk, if I don't have time to take Blue out for a walk, I will do this while I'm painting. I'll do this while I'm folding clothes. I will do this while I'm walking around the house cleaning up. Pretty much any time I will do this, and I will have something on YouTube. And it doesn't mean that I'm watching a YouTube video. What I do is I pull up stuff on either attitude or mindset. And these two things are so important. For example, one of my favorites, if I ever, kind of get in a funk and I'm not really sure how to get out of it, I'll just I'll go to YouTube and I'll type in Joyce Meyer attitude. And then she has she's written books too about this, but she has tons of stuff on attitude. And my cousin Trisha is the one that told me about her. I think she read one of her books and told me about her. And since then, I just pull it up, and if I'm walking and I need an attitude adjustment, I'll put that in and I'll just listen. I don't look at the video at all, okay? A lot of times people think, oh, I gotta make time to watch a video. You don't. Multitask, especially if you're a girl. We're really good at multitasking. And so if I have a long drive, I'll put it on, on my Bluetooth where it'll play through the speakers. And again, I'm not watching a video as I'm driving, but I can hear all of this stuff. And she has tons of stuff about that. And then also mindset stuff. So I'll pull up things on mindset, and just all you have to do is go. It's simple, guys. You just go to YouTube. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. And I'll just put in there like attitude, inspirational, or how to get in the right mindset to create, or something like that. And then you'll start finding people that you really like. And then once you find those people, like I know I can always go to Joyce Meyer for stuff. Once you start finding those speakers that you like and those people that help you, then you can just, anytime you get in that rut, pull it up. And sometimes I'll have my music playing. I work from home a lot, so my TV is hardly ever on, especially, I don't know how many of those out there work from home, but I feel like once the TV's on, ain't nothing else happening that day. So I have created this habit where basically if I have lunch, and usually when I have lunch, I always have lunch. I'm always eating. So, but whenever I do have lunch, I will, make sure that, that might be the only time that I watch TV during the day. I might watch something for just a few minutes. But for the most part, I'll have my music playing, and then I'll also have either a video playing, something like that, unless, I take this back, unless it's Christmas time and all the Hallmark movies are on during painting sessions. The Hallmark movies always trump the videos. So maybe I should kind of alternate those. Okay, so yeah, so make sure you have those on, and you can listen while you're, folding clothes, any of those things. So those are my 3 little tips of how I get unstuck. Because when you're painting, hundreds of paintings a year, sometimes, more than that, especially if you're a working artist or you're trying to throw paint parties, or you're trying to learn how to throw paint parties, you're going to be painting a lot. I'm always purging out paintings because... Are you there? Sorry, somebody tried to call. I'll get more and more stuff from that. It was the Dallas Cowboys. We're setting another field trip. I love going to the Cowboys Stadium for the art tour. If you've never been there, you should go. I've been there twice, and we're going again, I think, next month. It's really fun. Okay, so those are my reasons for getting unstuck. And one of the reasons, like I said at the beginning, the reason I'm spreading this message and doing all this is I want as many people to know about how art can heal, okay? So even if you're not an artist, art can heal. And I'm not just saying I think this. I not only know it from personal experience, but I know it from the emails, the texts, the conversations I have at hundreds and hundreds of paint parties that I've thrown over the past several years. I've had people that have never painted before and have come to a paint party and then sent me an email about, how it's changed their life or how it's helped them. So I just, I wanted to share this because I know people out there need things like this in their life. And I'm only one person. I can only throw so many art parties, there's only so many places I can be. And I think if there's more people out there doing this kind of work, throwing art parties, it sounds so silly when you think about it, a little bit of paint and a little brush, but it can really transform people and really help people. And I know firsthand that it really can. It can really save people. It can help people. And I know, obviously, God and family is my first priority, but then right after that is art. It has done so much in my life and helped me so much. And I want to tell you a quick story about this lady. She was at one of my events, and hey Jennifer, thank you for joining. She was at one of my events, and she was just taking pictures of everyone. And I was like, what are you doing? And she goes, oh, I just want to take pictures. And she was 70-something years old. And I know that because she told me. But and I was like, why? You need to paint. And she goes, no, I just want to take pictures. And so, about 20 minutes passed, and I kind of kept coming over there, and I said, why won't you paint? What's going on? And she goes, well, when I was, in elementary school, a teacher, I guess, had said she had done something wrong and didn't like her art. And so she, from an elementary student, she took these words that a teacher had told her and had never painted before, had never painted again since elementary. And it makes me so sad because she missed out on painting for over 70 years. And so I looked at her and I said, I promise you on my watch, you will not have anything like that happen. I said, I promise there will be nothing but encouragement here. And so by the end of the night, I talked her into painting, and by the end of the night, that lady was like standing up, dancing with her paintbrush. I mean, she was having so much fun. And the reason I tell y'all that is because she missed, it made me happy because she had fun and she finally, went back to it. But it made me sad because I thought here she was by letting one person tell her, how she was supposed to live her life, or one opinion. So, words really do matter, and the way you treat people, so if you are a person that's out there, yes, Christina, I do too. I love when stuff like that happens, and it's not just, I'm telling you, it is not just that one person. Again, I've been doing this for years now, and this is going on my 4th year full-time throwing paint parties. And I can tell you over and over stories and stories about how people have transformed or changed or didn't want to do a party. I remember another event. Oh, hey Chance, thank you for joining. Your artwork is so great. I wish I was that good at drawing. He's really talented. But yeah, so I wish so much that more people, we need to get out there and spread that message. Another lady, it was at an event, it was for this big church event, and she was painting, and I would come by, and it was a couple years back, and yeah, being criticized does hurt. And you know what? People seem to And I'm the same way. I'll hear 100 people tell me I did something good, but I'll get one email that is, questionable or asking, something weird or telling, kind of telling me something, and it throws you off, and I have that happen from time to time, and it kind of throws you off. So you have to remember, okay, this one person says one thing. It's not everybody, one person's opinion. You can't just go with that. But I remember a few years back, maybe 3 years back, I did this party, and there was like 45 or 50 people there. And this one lady, I kept circling back to her. For some reason, I just felt like she needed more attention. And she was standing, and she was painting, and she was mad. And I was like, what is going on with her? And so I kept kind of just checking on her. Hey, is there anything I can do to help you? What can I help you with? And she would, just kind of grumble and get kind of angry. And I remember just I kept checking on her, but I was giving her space because, I felt like she was working through something for sure. And she wasn't getting it exactly right, which, if you've ever been to my parties, that is not what it's about. It is not about perfectionism. And so at the end of the day, everybody was kind of cleaning up, and I was at the back of the room, and she kind of walked over, and I said, are you doing okay? How did you do today? And she's like, well, she started telling me her story. And she said that she stopped painting when her first husband died. And so she had been a painter her whole life, and then she stopped painting when her first husband died. And then she had a second husband, and then I guess he died of cancer or something like that too. And then she lost another husband. And so she said, I wasn't even going to sign up for this. I didn't want to be a part of this because, I just didn't want to be a part of this because, I wasn't sure if I could do it again. It's been so long. And she said, I know that I need to do this, but I get frustrated with myself. And so she, I'm sitting there in tears, and she's in tears, and we're talking in the back of the room, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I said, well, you got to start doing it again. You got to get back into it. And she's like, I know this is what I need to do. And I need to start painting again. And so, I need to write a book about all the stories of the people that have come up and told me these different stories, and they're all different, the way that painting has helped them. So I just really want to, I've had, when I first started teaching painting parties, I had no idea that I was going to have an art mentorship program. But, after doing all these painting parties, I kept having people come up and then start asking me, after I was doing painting parties, wait, how are you still doing painting parties? How are you continually doing painting parties? So I started an art mentorship program to help people. And I started that last year. So it's been a little over a year now that I've been doing this. And what's so cool about it is we have almost 40 people now that have joined the art mentorship program, and they're from all over, all over the world that are in this program. And what's awesome is, yes, it's fun to talk to your family about, what you're doing, but sometimes, as much as we love our family, they don't understand exactly what our day-to-day life is. You can say, okay, I work here, and people kind of get it, but there's not always that community that knows exactly what you're talking about. And so, like last night, I was up late washing brushes, and I posted a picture in my private Facebook group with my art mentorship program. I'm like, only you guys will understand the pain, because, here I am at, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night washing brushes, and, tons of brushes, you got to do it. And so it's cool to have that community where you can talk daily with artists that are doing the exact same thing all over the world. So I guess I just wanted to tell you, if you're out there, you're thinking about throwing, yeah, you saw that. Oh, hey, Lori, thank you for being here. Yeah, Christina, yeah, last night I was like, I gotta share this because y'all understand. I mean, when you have those big parties and people are trying to kick you out of your building, their building because it's late, you can't let those brushes sit overnight. So, I mean, sometimes I have, and it happens, but we try not to. So it's fun to go to a community that knows exactly what's going on and exactly what all of us are dealing with and going through. And so I started this art mentorship program, and I didn't realize not only how it would impact other people's life, but how it would impact my life. Just having this like database of artists that that we can go to and talk to, and they help me, I feel like, as much as I help them. And so I just wanted to share that with you. I am reopening that. So if you are one of those people and you're interested in being a part of that community, just message me. Message me on Facebook, ask, hey Heidi, I want more information. Or you can email me at heidi.easley@yahoo.com and I can send you some more information. So it was cool. And what's so funny is, I've learned all the mistakes, so you don't have to go through it. For example, I remember a few years back, I'm always trying to, figure out the best way to get the supplies for the cheapest amount possible. So my whole goal is every single party has a profit. From your very first party, even if you're just starting, I want every single party to have a profit. So I remember me and my mother-in-law, my husband, my daughter, and my stepdad, we all went to this place to go eat. And afterwards I was like, guys, we got to go to Michael's. And this was before I realized another trick on how to buy supplies and brushes. But it's amazing what family will do for you. I had every single one of them lined up with the kind of brushes I wanted and needed for that party. And it was a 40% off coupon, so I could get all of those brushes I wanted and needed for, give me some likes if you've ever roped in your family for some help like that. But yeah, so here we are all standing in line after we ate dinner at Michael's doing an order. I'm standing kind of almost like I'm with the cashier. Okay, next, here's the coupon, because it's one customer, one coupon per customer. So yeah, so in this art mentorship program, I teach you the way so you don't have to do that. I show you all those things, all those mistakes that I used to do to save money and to make it always profitable. I want to always make them profitable. So so the things you do for your family. So anyway, I've learned tons of tricks since then. And although I still have to admit, I use coupons whenever I can for art supplies, I've just found ways I don't have to gather the whole family after dinner plans to do it. So if you're interested in the art mentorship program, it's just opening up again. And I would love to help you. I'm in the group every single day and talking with y'all. Anytime you need extra help, I'm there. I've always taken phone calls if people need to just talk, on the side and help them that way. Also, in addition to that, there's like 8 modules with tons of bonuses and all kinds of stuff. So if you're a person and you think you want to be a part of an art mentorship program that helps you throw artsy parties to where you can earn money in as little as 4 weeks, and it's proven, time tested, and I have tons of people in my community that have had that success, and I would love to help you with that. Just message me and let me know. I'd love to talk to you one-on-one. But if you don't want to be a part of it, that's fine too. If you're out there already doing this, that's great. Again, I want to share the love of art and spread that message that art heals. So as many people as we can get out there to share that message and to throw parties in different areas of the world and get people going with this, the better. So I just want people to know more about it and again, it's not for people who are artists. You don't have to be an artist to benefit from this. So yeah, so let me know if you have any questions now. I'll stay on for a few more minutes. So if you have questions about the mentorship group or how I create some of my paintings or anything like that, if you want to just type in the box and I'll wait just a couple minutes. So thank y'all so much for being here. Blue, come here, buddy. Blue's my little office dog. Yeah, and if you want to put on there too, if you are an artist and you're wanting to get started with something, or maybe there's something that you've tried, you can post in that too. Christina says, if you're not in already and you want to be, go for it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Christina's in my group and she's wonderful. And you've done how many parties now, Christina? Do you mind sharing? I know you've done a few, right? sign up or call you where? Oh, yeah, and if you are interested in signing up, just email me or message me and I'll let you know the details. I'll let you know all the details. I don't want to go over all the details here because some people just want to know. 5? Awesome, Christina. Christina's already done 5 parties. And guys, I'm telling you, the way I teach it, you know, like I said, I went bankrupt before I was 30. Not a fun story to talk about. And very humiliating and embarrassing. And so when I teach this, I teach it to where you can have a profit from the first party. So, you know, I mean, yes, painting with the twist is awesome. And I've talked extensively about that. I have a whole Facebook Live on how much I love painting with the twist. And I think they're awesome. But, you know, I was not in that position where I could go get a loan for $100 grand to do a franchise. So I had to figure it out. And so that's basically what I offer you, is a fast track way of figuring it out, a fast track to success, so you don't have to try to do a franchise or you don't have to wait. I mean, you're looking at this time next month depositing money in your account if you're an artsy person and want to try that. Oh, and they were all over 20 people. Oh my gosh, Christina. I love that. So she's had 5 parties that were all over 20 people. So, you know, if she charged $35 a person, I mean, that's really good money. That's great, Christina. That's really great, especially for just starting too. That's awesome. So yeah, so message me if you have questions. I'd love to talk to you if you want to get on the phone for a 20-minute call. I don't mind that at all as well. Just email me or message me so we can set up a time. I have a few more paint parties this month, so we can just, you know, I can make sure, you know, we get the timing right. So I'll be there to talk to you. But yeah, message me or email me at heidi.easley@yahoo.com, and I would love to talk to you. So let's keep this message spreading. You know, we want more people to be less, you know, crazy in the world and creating more. So less crazy and a little more creative. All right. Well, thank y'all so much for being here. And if you have any artsy friends, thank y'all for the likes and the hearts too. That's awesome. If you have any artsy friends and you think they might benefit from this, please feel free to share and send them my way. And yeah, a little less crazy and a little more creative. All right, say bye, Blue. Bye, guys. I'm going to try to answer 500 emails before I go get Pixie. We'll see how that goes. So if you message me, I get to you faster. All right, bye, guys.